The EPA doesn't do fuel economy testing on heavy-duty trucks, but Daily Motor does. Hey everybody, it's Charlie from Daily Motor. Today we've got the real-world highway fuel economy test on the 2022 GMC Sierra 2500 HD AT4 Duramax diesel. How many different words can you get in there to describe this truck? I don't know, it could probably fit in some more as well. 10-speed, Allison transmission, what else? Beast. In today's test, we're going to go out and do 25 miles out, 25 miles back, averaging 70 miles per hour to get a highway fuel economy estimate for this big truck. Before we get started, let's hop out and take a look at it. I've already got it a little dirty here because, hey, it's an AT4 package and therefore it deserves to be in the dirt, right? And we actually just had the 1500 Duramax AT4 a little while ago. That thing was really nice. This obviously steps it up to the next level. 910 pound-feet of torque, 400 some horsepower. This thing is quick, it's fun, and it's actually not an awful daily driver either. But you really wouldn't want to be getting one of these unless you had some serious towing business to do. So if you do want to see more on this, check the link in the description. We've got a review of the Bose audio system and the test drive with me and Mr. Brower. So why do we do this test? Well, the EPA, like I said, doesn't even test big trucks like this. So fuel economy is kind of a guessing game. You know it's not going to be fantastic, but when you're comparing this to other brands or really just maybe even between other types of trucks, you might want to know what you can expect here in the real world. So in order to test that, we're going to go over to the Shell gas station here. We're going to fill up, head out and do 50 miles, come back, fill up again at the same pump using the same 3-click fueling method, and get a result. A few things to note for today: outside temperatures 38 degrees Fahrenheit. Tire pressures have been set to their door placard, 60 psi front, 70 psi rear, very high for these HD trucks. And we're going to run the climate control at 73 degrees auto. Sure is nice having big old tires like this for awful Midwestern roads. Alright, let's hop out and fill it up. Just over 10 gallons going in for our first fill. Before we start the engine, we're going to reset our trip computer and our GPS, and we're ready to begin. There's two different drive modes here in the Sierra AT4 Duramax. We've got normal and off-road. We're going to do this test in normal and two-wheel drive. We're going to take it nice and easy over the highway. It's about half a mile away. And pick up the test from there. The goal of this test isn't to hypermile. We're not trying to get the best possible fuel economy for this truck, but rather a realistic number. In order to do that, we're going to get up to highway speed here at a reasonable pace and set our cruise control at a GPS indicated 72 miles per hour. Now, on our abbreviated test here, we might average a little bit under 70 for the whole test, but it should still give us a pretty accurate figure. And it's kind of cool doing trucks like this because, as I said, there's no EPA number, so we really don't know where we're going to be. We could be, I estimate, based on seeing what the truck has done on its history, we're going to be somewhere just under 20 MPG, but I don't know, we could be surprised. Let's see, looks like the truck speedometer, this thing's floating all over the place, it's reading about 1 mile per hour low, so we're going to set it 73 in order to do 72. As I said, it's a bit floaty, pretty vague in the steering, good amount of play, but this thing's got to be really rugged after all. Nice seating position though. No adaptive cruise control, interestingly enough. Is there any sort of lane keep? Doesn't seem to be any sort of active lane keep. No, here we go. There's at least a lane departure warning. That's something. Alright, we're going to continue on with the test and catch up with you at the end. In the meantime, enjoy this time lapse of the entire trip. to the end of the highway fuel economy test here in the Sierra 2500 HD AT4. 18.6 miles per gallon according to the vehicle's trip computer. I bet you if you were in one of the more pedestrian versions of this truck with normal kind of all-season type tires and without the lift on it, you could see 20 miles per gallon cruising at 70 here on the highway. Really not too bad considering the capabilities of this truck and how large it is. Now the 1500 we tested got, if I remember correctly, 24 miles per gallon. It was either 23 or 24. I think it was 24. And that would have gotten probably 26 or 27 in non-AT4 trim. So you do really have to consider if you really want the looks and the off-road capabilities of a truck like this. For me, unless you're working in a very specific sort of field, I don't really understand why you need a truck to be very off-road capable if you're also doing a lot of towing. But I'm sure there are people out there who have ranches or work on power lines or something who need to have the capability of an HD truck and a little bit more of that off-road ability as well. But if you just like the looks, then I don't know, is it really worth that trade-off? I would say no, but maybe others would disagree. I think it's surprisingly quiet in here as well at highway speed. We're cruising about just over 1500 RPM at 70. We're going to get back to the pump, fill it up, and see what our final result is. 2.625 gallons going in for our final fill. 53.1 divided by 2.625. It's giving us, look at that, 20 miles per gallon. According to our pump calculation, the car was getting about 19 by the time I pulled it. It was 18.8. I don't know. Somewhere in there is the truth. I think going with 20 is probably fair, especially if the weather were a little bit warmer. So that's the thing with this test is technically we should trust the pump, I guess. So yeah, we'll go 20 miles per gallon. Pretty good for something this huge. We've got a 36-gallon fuel tank in here, so 36 gallons times 20 miles per gallon is giving you an effective highway cruising range of 720 miles here in the 2022 GMC Sierra 2500 HD 6.6-liter Duramax diesel. Thank you all so much for watching. That's kind of cool to get a result like that. If you do want to see more on this truck, check the links in the description. And we'll see you on the next one. I'm Charlie from Daily Motor, and as always, drive on.